Hello, this is Retreat Briefing in Friday. Today is April 26th, and today's thumbnail is No Ethereum Spot ETFs and Worry for Stagflation. Now, let's begin. So, this is a Bitcoin's premium chart in 2 p.m. today. And you can notice that from here we had a drop which I mentioned about in yesterday, and now it moved in sideways, and we had an L signal and LB signal, so it rebounded over the Goya line and is moving in sideways. And we had an S signal, but it's 2 p.m. so right now is over 6 p.m. so it's 4 hours later. So let me check what happened later with watching the premium chart. And you can also notice that it was well rebounded from here, so it got a well support. And this is a dominance chart, and the first one is Bitcoin. And if you look at here, it is slightly increasing, and Ethereum started to decrease, and altcoins are keep decreasing, and the US Tether is moving in sideways. So I think people are now just maybe wandering around, and the altcoins is having a quite hard time. And I think Bitcoin increased because of that rebound. And this is a Goya Dominance 1 chart, and it was moving just in sideways, and it had a slight rebound all the way to the 14, but now it came back to -2 once again. And this is a liquidation heat map for the last 24 hours. And Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything liquidated a lot of long positions. So if you look at the 24 rect, the total amount is $172.3 million, and the portion is about 10 to 6, so 109 million and 62 million. So it's not that much difference, but it's not as doubled, so it's not that big. But since the price had decreased, it eventually liquidated a lot of long positions. And in last 4 hours in 2 p.m. it still liquidated long positions, and some started rebounding, so they are liquidating short positions. So if you look at here, it's the long position liquidation is more, since the Ethereum and Bitcoin and other altcoins are having a hard time. But there are almost 3 million short positions liquidated, so some are increasing, some are going down. And now this is a liquidation heat map for Bitcoin. So now it is moving in sideways in around 2:50 p.m. So if you look at here, it was moving in sideways and had a slight decrease. So these assets were liquidated a lot. And also the short positions were liquidated a lot in these areas. And now it's stopped from here, which had a rebound. So there are assets around here, which is 65.5k up to 66k, and down to, where is it, 62.5k. There are a lot of assets lying there, and probably will move between here. That is a simple thing. So it increased and liquidated shorts and longs all over here. Now it's moving in sideways. Also, there are assets down there, so all over here. So I probably think that Ethereum will go down, since there are bad issue about Ethereum too. So, but it's expectations. So, and we had initial jobless claims and Thursday, and now we are waiting for the core PCE. And this is an article which I brought, and I wrote down this in thumbnail. So now this is an article that there are some people expecting SEC will deny Ethereum's ETFs, And the Standard Chartered first expected the possibility for deny, and now this report was made by with the testifies from the insider man, and which makes this news more reliable. And I think this news is important because when Ethereum gets its power, which means that the expectation of ETFs will definitely impact the whole market, and if it fails, the overall atmosphere for the altcoins will become bearish, I think. And right here, and I'm sorry for this looking weird because I brought the South Korean news and I translated it. And now the stagflation is a mix of words between stagnation, which means the economy is bad, and the inflation, which means that the prices are increasing. So this word means that the economy is getting bad, but the price for everything is going up. So this might be the worst disaster for the economy. And because companies will have a bad performance since the economy is bad, and it is difficult to cut interest rate because there are inflations. So if you look at here, Bitcoin started decoupling, and fear for stagflation made US stock drop, but BTC started to rebound, which is around 6 a.m. in South Korea. And this was on Twitter, X. And for those who do not understand what just happened, it says Q1 2024 GDP growth slowed to just 1.6% in United States, and which is less than half of the 3.4% in Q4 in 2023. And this reading is roughly 50% below Goldman Sachs expectations. But it gets even worse, and it says at the same time the US core PCE price index soared from 2% to a staggering 3.7%. And this crush estimates 3.4% and further suggests that inflation is on the rise. So we are having an increase in the price, but having a bad economy. So it is the worst thing. And now, why this report is important, because the Bitcoin started to decouple from the America's, the markets, because I wrote down here. And this is because the stagflation was made by the dollars. So maybe Bitcoin is acting as an escape from trading with dollars. And now this is an RSI heat map, and if you look at here, the overall points now we're at the down part, so you can see that the middle part, it's almost near the 40 points. And right now the coins now just get, just separated for, but it's almost the same. So I think the overall market is having a slight correction still. And as I tell you every time while I'm watching this RSI heat map, find the cryptos right here. Maybe this, or this. Maybe these coins will have a rebound since it got dropped a lot. So I suggest you to check out those well. And let me start with our Goya Premium chart. And let's start with Bitcoin. And the current dominance one is still at around -4, so it's just moving around minus points. But if it's between -20 to 20, that is not, that is not a big deal, but the price is moving slightly downward. So I think you should check out. And the score chart increased all up here, but the market price just couldn't catch up. And now right here, just following between the Goya lines, so it is moving just around here. And I think this is another sideways time. So simply by clicking SR, this long tail part where it crawled up all the way up to this place. The 62.7k is a first 1 to 3 support line, and the resist line over here, this long tail upward, 65.2k. And before this crashing, these lines are the resist lines. So I think we should wait for a while because it is moving in sideways right now, and it is, whoops, yeah, it is just moving along the Goya line. So I think it will take some time to get some changes. And we have a core PCE tonight, so I think we should wait until that. And this is for Ethereum, and Ethereum also crashed and moved in sideways and crawled up, and now just moving in sideways too, but it's slightly under the Goya line. So I probably think that Ethereum will maybe try to go down where I mentioned in the liquidation heat map, but I'm not pretty sure. So right here it crawled up a little bit, and maybe not maybe, it's just moving along the Goya line just like the Bitcoin. So I think until 9:30 in South Korea, I think there will nothing special will happen to the major cryptos with a high market cap. So I'll just tell you about the support and resist lines. Support line near 3.08k around here, and resist line with the peak of here and before falling. These lines are the support and resists, 1 to 3. And for the 456, why are you not mentioning 456? If you ask me like that, it is because it's too far away. We just cannot even see it with a brief look. And third one, Ripple. The score chart crashed down to the Goya line, but it is doing quite well right now. So right here we have an LB, so it, and with another L signal, it crawled up the Goya line but fell again, but crawled up and fell again. So we have an S3 here, but the Goya RSI is keep maintaining L signal. So we have to see what will go on, but it seems like it is going down for a while because it's the big signal. So maybe around here, I think this is a good place for you to just watch for it. And if you press SR, so before falling, 0.53 is a first resist, and second is before this crashing, when Bitcoin and Ethereum everything crashed, this place 0.4547 is another resist, and support line will be this lowest point, 1 2, so 0.51. And as I keep mentioning, that Ripple is a crypto that you should watch for a long term, until 2030 maybe. So when it gets very low and cheaper, I suggest you guys to gather some. And finally, let's have a look at Dogecoin. So Dogecoin score chart and the market price met together and just moving together. So after this big crash, now it's just moving in sideways. And we have a good news about the Elon Musk, which they had an AI company, and it is getting investment. And I saw the news that it almost reached their goal for the money, investment money. So I think that is quite a good news for the Elon Musk. And since the Facebook's owner, no, not Facebook, the Meta's owner, Mark Zuckerberg, had a bad company performance, so his money dropped all the way down. So the Elon Musk is now maintaining the world's top 3 richest guy in the world. So I think that good news for the Elon Musk will definitely impact about the Dogecoins. So watch out for the Tesla's news always. And I hope you guys to have a safe trading also today. And thank you for listening.